Welcome back. This is our final program, program number 17 in this series of programs reading aloud the Trump Dossier prepared by British secret agent Christopher Steele. This final report is report number 166. As you see, there's lots of numbers missing. And this is dated 13th of December, 2016. It's titled U.S.-Russia, Further Details of Secret Dialogue Between Trump Campaign Team, Kremlin, and Associated Hackers in Prague. So now we're getting to the hacking of the election. Summary. Trump's representative Cohen, accompanied to Prague in August/September 2016 by three colleagues, I wish I knew who they were, three colleagues for secret discussions with Kremlin representatives and associated operators and hackers. Agenda included how to process deniable cash payments to operatives, contingency plans for covering up operations, and action in event of a Clinton election victory. Some further details of Russian representatives/operatives involved, Romanian hackers employed, and use of Bulgaria as bolt hole to, quote, lie low. I should mention that much of this material is corroborated by the report of the Joint Intelligence Committees of the United States that was released some while ago. That has quite a bit of detail on this. And the book, The Plot to Hack America, by Malcolm Nance, the former secret agent of the United States. I recommend that book highly. The Plot to Hack America by Malcolm Nance has a lot more material in the details of who these hackers were. We know their names and exactly how they did it. If you are a computer nut, you will get lots of information on details of hacking by reading that book. To continue with the summary, some further details of Russian representatives/operatives involved, Romanian hackers employed, and use of Bulgaria as bolt hole to, quote, lie low. Anti-Clinton hackers and other operatives paid by both Trump team and Kremlin, but with ultimate loyalty to head of PA Ivanov and his successors. Now, you may recall when Donald Trump ostensibly committed treason on television by saying, Russia, if you are listening, I hope you can find the missing Hillary emails, something to that effect. But he was openly calling for espionage against the United States, but according to this, at that very moment, he was paying for that to happen. Detail. We reported previously, 2016, reports number 135 and 136, on secret meetings held in Prague, Czech Republic in August of 2016, between then Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump's representative, Michael Cohen, and his interlocutors from the Kremlin, working under cover of Russian NGO Operatives. That's the non-governmental organization. And part two, detail. The first two lines are blacked out. Anyway, so we start at the end with the end of a sentence. It says, provided so-and-so provided further details of these meetings and associated anti-Clinton Democratic Party operations. Wish I knew who that was, but it's clear that Trump knows who they were, and Obama knows. Cohen had been accompanied to Prague by three colleagues, and the timing of the visit was either in the last week of August or the first week of September. One of their main Russian interlocutors was Oleg Solodukhin, operating under Operatives cover. According to Blacked Out, the agenda comprised questions on how deniable cash payments were to be made to hackers who had worked in Europe under Kremlin direction against the Clinton campaign and various contingencies for covering up these operations, and Moscow's secret liaison with the Trump team more generally. 3 starts with blackout. So-and-so reported that over the period March to September of 2016, a company called XBT/Webzilla and its associates had been using botnets and porn traffic to transmit viruses, plant bugs, steal data, and conduct, quote, altering operations, unquote, against the Democratic Party leadership. Entities linked to one Alexei Gubarov were involved, and he and another hacking expert, both recruited under duress by the FSB, Seva Kapsugovich, were significant players in this operation. In Prague, Cohen agreed contingency plans for various scenarios to protect the operation, but in particular what was to be done in the event that Hillary Clinton won the presidency. It was important in this event that all cash payments owed were made quickly and discreetly, and that cyber and other operators were stood down or able to go effectively to ground to cover their traces. Quote, in parenthesis now, we reported earlier that the involvement of political operatives Paul Manafort and Carter Page in the secret Trump-Kremlin liaison had been exposed in the media in the run-up to Prague, and that damage limitation of these also was discussed by Cohen with the Kremlin representatives. Close parenthesis. Fourth and final. In terms of practical measures to be taken, it was agreed by the two sides in Prague to stand down various, quote, Romanian hackers, presumably based in their homeland or neighboring Eastern Europe, and that other operatives should head for a bolt hole in Plovdiv, Bulgaria, where they should lay low. On payments, Ivanov's associate said that the operatives involved had been paid by both Trump's team, so the hackers were being paid by Trump's team, and the Kremlin. Through their orders, and ultimate loyalty lay with Ivanov as head of the PA, that's the presidential administration, and thus ultimately responsible for the operation, and his designated successors after he was dismissed by President Putin in connection with the anti-Clinton operation in mid-August. And this last of the reports was dated 13th of December 2016. So that was after the election, and so they had to pay off the hackers, and Trump was among those supplying the pay. If you have followed me through all of these reports, I think you will agree that the situation is grave. The reliability of these reports seems day by day to me more and more credible, with the arrest of at least four upper-level security people in Russia, the death of, I guess, the assassination of the person who supplied the part of these reports dealing with the upcoming deal between Rosneft, the gas and oil corporation, and ExxonMobil, but we don't know that it'll be ExxonMobil now, but probably Rex Tillerson will be the person navigating the negotiations. We need to be sure that the several agencies in Congress continue with their investigations of Trump's relations to Russia and the relations of the Trump cabinet and the Trump advisory group. I hope you will be able to take up petitions to the committees in Congress and tell them that they must pursue this. We can be sure that Trump is trying mightily, if he has not already succeeded, in shutting down these investigations or seriously limiting their capabilities. We must not let that happen. The future of our nation, indeed, the future of Western civilization as we have known it, is at stake. I have shown before that Donald Trump suffers from narcissistic personality disorder. Some psychiatrists have disagreed with me and have said that it's worse than that he suffers from malignant narcissism. I can find no definition of that in the DSM-5, the official psychiatric manual, but it seems very possible. This is a mental disorder that even Putin has. However, he is much more in control of reality than is Donald Trump. Among the other famous or infamous narcissists of the past were Benito Mussolini, who has great similarity to Donald Trump, and of course Adolf Hitler. These are desperate times. Things are changing hourly by hourly, not just day by day. One of Putin's major goals is to sow chaos in the Western alliance, just shaking up things for the sake of shaking them up and weakening them so that Russia can take over in one way or another. I seriously doubt that it would be military, but it doesn't have to be. Already we see the enormous increase in Russian prestige and power within the United States thanks to Donald Trump. We see the Western alliance falling apart with even the insulting of the Premier of Australia. We see NATO precariously poised for dismantlement. These are very dangerous, desperate times. Please share the links for all of these programs to everyone you know who is concerned with the future of our nation. Thank you for watching all these programs. Goodbye for now.